Hi everyone, happy Sunday. I have another easy breezy tutorial for you guys because we love the easy Sunday ones. I know I definitely do. So what I'm doing is like a one-page wonder, and I'm going to take this out because this actually makes it the one-page wonder, but they're just little like bookmark pockets basically. So you have it on this side and then you have it on this side, and then the same thing as well if you want your pocket a little larger, and then you have one on the back too. So you basically just like lift it and it's a double-sided pocket. Now if you don't want it to move around, you can just like take this, because it will more than likely, depending how your journal is, move around. You can just take like one of your little clips and just clip the top, and it will really be just snug in there. Or you can even, honestly, you could even like glue it down and create another pocket too. So it could almost be like, you can glue this part down, have this here, and make it like, you know, a pocket like that. But the point is, it's kind of removable, just like how we had done our tabs. And I thought it was a nice option, especially if you do like, I know a lot of people do the Bible verses and things like that. Like you could have a little note and then move it along. So that's what we're doing. So I'm doing two different sizes, and my sizes are a little weird because I had wanted it to be almost a bookmark size, or just, it was just the way I measured this. So you could obviously do it easier. You could even fold your paper without measuring it, like with book pages. But you can see I also did some with lace, and then there's one without lace, and then those clips we did the other day, I basically, instead of doing it this way, I put my clip on the side. So that's just another fun idea. I did the hidden clip, so it's sideways instead of my picture, you know, going like this. I have it just this way. All right, so let me get this. We'll do the small one first, and then, I don't know, you could, it's very easy, but I'm just gonna show you because this is my project for the day. So, all right, so basically this is what we're doing here. It's going to be it's going to be a 12 by 12, okay? And you don't have to do it this way. You could do it with your strips, but one side is going to be a 12 by 3 3/4, which is the small one, and then the larger side is going to be the 8 1/4. So just, it'll come out of one piece if you want to do that, or, you know, like I said, you'll be able to do this with your strips. You don't really need this, but we'll start with the 12 by 3 3/4. And let me grab my scoreboard. Of course, I had to use this collection first. Wasn't sure which one I was going to use, but this is the one that I picked. Okay, let me see. I'm going to turn mine this way because I want to fold it that way. Oops, my goodness. Okay, so we're going to score at 1.5, I'm sorry, yes, 1.5 inches. So that's going to be right here. And like I said, you can easily fold this and eyeball it. And then at the 12-inch score, we're going to score at 6 inches, which is just in the middle. Okay, so you should have this little like X. So obviously we're just going to fold that like that. Let me get this out of the way. This tends to discolor my videos. I don't know why, like the black or gray contrasting. So I noticed the lighting gets really weird. Okay, and then obviously we're just going to fold it, and I'll show you kind of where to do it, but that's basically what we're doing with a little bit of glue, but I'll show you how I made mine pretty. So be aware when you're doing this and your paper's like this, whatever print you're using, some of it can be backwards, so try to choose something that's a little forgiving. So before I go ahead and distress or do any of that, I'm going to just corner around these edges. Actually, I'm going to do it this way because I don't want to mess it up. So I do the bottoms, and I'm going to do the top. And if you want, you can do this portion here, but I just kind of liked it how it was. So if you're a newbie, that's just a little corner rounder. So there is that. And then I'm going to go in and ink mine up. If I can find my thingy, I just had it. I'm sure it rolled somewhere. Give me 1 second. So I just kind of distress mine all around here. And I'm going to lift it to do the pocket too. And this obviously looks gorgeous without it, but I just wanted it to have kind of a vintage look to it. And then again, you want to do your little edging here on the pockets. So it looks like that. And you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this. I'm just going to glue this side and this side to make our little pocket. So add some here and add some right here. And if you want to get fancy and add ribbon, you can. I just use like this, and I'm so sorry, my ribbon today is going to be from Joann's, and we all know what happened to Joann's, which is so sad. But actually the larger one, I used this and I cut it in half. So if you have large ribbon, that's what I did to make this work. But I'm going to add some ribbon. So when I add my ribbon, the glue was not cutting it, so I ended up having to use this fabric glue. And I'm just gonna really just pop it on right here lightly. And pop that on right here. And I measured this. I really don't want to cover him, but I had to do it just to show you guys. And you can trim whatever you need to trim at the bottom. I feel bad covering him. So there's that, and that's a really, but how easy is that? And then you have your little pocket on the side, which you can decorate. I just basically wanted to show you guys how to do this. So I don't think I have to do both sides, but I'll show you how that works. And like I said, you can, so you have two pockets here. So you can just add your stuff inside here. Oops, did I not put enough glue on there? I may not. Maybe it's a sign to take this off. I'm gonna take it off because I don't want this on this one, but I'll do it on the other one. But you've got this here, and then you have your little pocket on that side. And then you'll just basically slide it on here. And so of course, obviously, if you flip your pages, that's why I said you can either glue it down, but if you want it to be removable, just take a little clip and it will just stay, take a little clip and it will just stay on for you like that. All right, so let's do the second one. We're basically doing the same thing, and I'm just gonna show you the measurements of it. So let me back all this stuff up. But isn't that sweet? It's just an easy, and you know, like, if you're doing like a book page or something like that, it's just too easy. You can literally just eyeball it and fold it that way. But obviously when we're using thicker paper, it's not as forgiving as like if you're doing a junk journal. Okay, so we're gonna take our other half here, our 12 by 8 and a quarter. Just make sure this is the right way. And this one, we are going to score it at, wait, that's not it. Where are you? I think it just fell on the floor. Sorry guys, I'm not on top of my game today. I was trying to not show all the measurements to confuse everyone in the beginning. So anyway, this is going to be scored at 3 1/4. And again, this is all preference. You can definitely push it over more or less. And then we're going to turn it and we're going to do the same thing at the 6 inches because it's a 12 by 12. So and then when you do this, it's going to look like that. It's going to give you about that much room. we're just going to fold it. Now this is what I mean, like this print, which I knew was going to be this way, but I still wanted to use the paper. I knew that one of these was going to be upside down. But this one's pretty forgiving, especially if you cover it and decorate it or whatever. It's not really a big deal. Now when you do this, make sure like you really get those bubbles out, because otherwise it'll stick up on your page. You want it to really, like, even if you have to just push up a little, do that. And you'll know what I mean if you don't do this and you come back to this and be like, ah, that's what she was talking about. So just kind of get all those bubbles out of your page. And then we can ink everything. I think I would band it. Oh no, my time is almost up because he's not going to leave me alone. If you guys, some of you may or may not have seen my haul, and he was definitely having a good time in my last video. Oh no, I forgot to corner around this. Hold on, let me corner around this, because then the stuff will be weird. Okay. All right. And I'm using the vintage photo ink, by the way, which I'm using on the end of. I'm going to miss Joanne so much, you guys. I love just going in there. It's like the last nostalgia we had left. And Big Lots, too. Which not all Big Lots are closed, but I'm pretty sure ours did. Which I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was empty. I'm not going to say it was busy, but I don't understand why these people can't just understand how pricing works. Like, you go in Walmart, you go in Big Lots, you can see the price difference. And it's like, if you want your company to last, come on. You gotta be realistic about it. Like, match your prices to other people and there won't be too much trouble. Okay, I'm just doing that at the ends. Sometimes I just wish I could like swoon in and just help these companies be like, look at what you're doing. But how do they not know that, right? Okay, so anyway, this part is done. And you can just like, I don't want to, look at how cute. I added some little white to it. It was, I think it was my Pops one. Yeah, it was the little white one. And you could just add that on there and it just dresses it all up. And you can just add whatever you want inside that. And your little things. And then the same goes for the back. And put these back there. And just grab your little planner or your journal. And you could obviously dress this up and decorate this so much more, but I'm just kind of making it an easy breezy Sunday thing. And you have this here. And again, you could even not just do that, but you could clip it sideways too. It just depends how you want it to be, but I like it right here. And then you can just kind of move it around. So that is my, I guess, removable bookmark pocket. I don't know what I'm going to call this, but we'll see. So anyways, thanks guys. Hope you enjoy this tutorial. It's just really easy, like I said, but it's fun. All right, guys.